It is a foggy night. A night of mist stirring throughout the land. Barren evergreens surround a great castle on a peak. It almost seems as if the rain and the fog just surround this castle once you get so close to it. A lone traveler comes walking to these great gates. The great metal doors have long since been removed. But the traveler stops and he yanks on a chain, and from yanking on the chain comes a white dragon following him. The fog sort of parts, and there's this sickly grayish moonlight that shines through to a very tall tower, almost beaconing, where there's that you can almost see a figure moving around or watching. At least that's what this person feels. The little white dragon almost cowers and moves behind this traveler. The traveler looks back and almost expects to see people behind him, but there's not. What's a thought that this traveler has when he looks back behind him?
Disappointment in himself.
The little white dragon sort of hisses, almost like it's expecting someone to be back there. But it knows who's in control with this chain. Does the traveler start walking across this great bridge and gorge past these gates? Or this more like archway where the gates used to be?
Yes, I proceed.
Alright, so you make sure as you walk across the great chasm that lies before you is very deep. You've heard stories for a long time about how people could fall off this and never be seen again. Not even the remains could be found very easily. But this bridge has been fixed with purple tile as you go across. And there's even been railing put onto the sides, so it's harder to be knocked off. You know, some stories go though that it just makes it easier to corral people and trap them. Others said that it was put to be more gracious. As you walk this great wall, this wall plus ramparts cover the castle, and eventually you get close enough to where you can't see the castle. It's just the wall. You know this great castle is behind it, but this wall is huge and thick. But the door does not, the archway does not match. On this archway shows a great dragon standing upon a dragon with 5 heads, slain with a great spear or javelin. Oh, if that was only true, as that pops in your mind. Do you go through these gates?
I do.
So you go through the gates, and inside here is lined with several people. There are some horses being readied one of the horse masters comes up and looks and almost expecting you to have a horse with you. He says, young master, I see that you've returned without a steed, but another animal. Do you wish me to take such animal to the pens, which he points over to there's a stable area or trapped area?
No, I will take it to see the Lord of the Castle.
This quartermaster of animals sort of looks and he says, shall we be waiting for anyone else, my lord?
I turn and I peer at him and I say, I am the only one who returned.
And this quartermaster tells everyone, shut the gate and bar it. The master is home. So there's a person standing at the front doors. And on these doors is a great purple ring that's hollowed out, but it has not been kept in many years. Do you remember how many years that you remember seeing this ring and seeing it maintained? Basically, like, how old are you and how far back can you remember?
It's been at least 25 years before. It's been at least 25 years. I'm since I was a child.
Okay. So you're a man of almost 30, maybe a little over 30?
Yes.
So your early thoughts dwell that originally you remember this ring being much better, but through the years, it has not been maintained at all. It used to be inside the ring was as black could be. And now, while the purple is still there, it's not really very good. But the inside of the ring, all the black is almost washed away. It almost literally looks like a hollow disc on there, and it's just the wood. The wood is showing through. And the original colors of the door were red, so it's sort of like red and black mixed. That's sort of coming through this this great door. Do you go through?
Yes. As I approach the door, I put both hands on it and I kind of huff to catch my breath before I go through the doors.
And there stands one of your father's dragon knights, as he calls them. Their armor is very clad in dragons. Their rank is by power, and he has them equally anointed by color. So the weakest of the knight, which is still strong, wears white, and the strongest wear red. With all the other chromatic colors in between. So here stands this red knight. And he sits there, and you can see upon him that he has several dragon heads stamped across his chest. Each of these are for a dragon that he has killed. Usually when you become a red knight, you have killed at least one red dragon with a group of no more than 4. So he stands before you, this knight. It's like he's got 6 red dragons on his chest, including one with a gold outline. Supposedly, that means that he has killed a red dragon by himself. So this gentleman has actually taught you like ways of hunting dragon. That was one of his charges for his exemplary work, and the gold outlined red dragon stamp allowed him to become, your mentor. It's like, do you have a name for this person that you wish to give?
Hold on. One second. I had one. Hold on. There we go. Sir Bowen.
Sir Bowen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Sir Bowen greets you and he lifts up his dragon helm. The helms are also shaped like the dragons that they slay. That's the one thing that changes. Once they get their armor, then it is colored, but the helms change. So Sir Bowen looks down at your white dragon and he says, I can see why you didn't kill it. Would not have been worth killing quite yet. I said, do you plan to let it grow big and take it down? These are very easily made to fight and train against, but it'll be several years until it's ready for that.
This is the only thing I have left of our mission. It goes to my father.
He looks. He says, so the mission did not go well. Have you come back to try to gain more legion and to help with your task?
The legion that father would give me, I do not feel would be adequate for such a mission.
He looks, and he looks up and down you. You can tell that he's seeing if you have any injuries or damages. That's your using your passive perceptions. You also can tell that he seems slightly worried. He says, your father has seen you coming. But he has not seen your legion that you're attached to coming. Where is your commander?
Everyone fell except me. I was able to escape with the worm. I point towards the white dragon. She was waiting for us.
He sort of looks, and at that point he pulls his helmet down, And he says, your father is upon the dragon perch. You may go see him. And he starts walking in front of you, and so he's leading you towards the perch. It's this large tower. You walk past what used to be as they used to call it, the heart of the castle, but isn't you're not sure why. As you go up this spiraling, and then you come up, and there's this bridge way over, and this tower apparently was built shortly after you were supposedly born, and it was finished when you were a teenager. And it was for, the dragons, and the dragon riders that were supposedly being trained for. But there have been no dragon riders, just dragon slayers and dragon hunters. So you yourself have not even been called a dragon hunter yet. You've just secured the title of monster hunter. So the door to this dragon perch is there. Do you want Sir Bowman to open it, or do you wish to open it?
I'll open it myself. I just give him. I nod at him and I open it.
All right. So you open it, and so when you open it, you all will come out on this, and we are now on the board. You're in the front, and Sir Bowen is the sort of pinkish red behind your worm. So they come up, and there's no one here. But Sir Bowen says your father will be here soon. So I ask you, do you remember your father red and fiery, or a black of night?
He's black of night right now. Well, from what I can remember, he's black as night. He's black of night.
Okay. So you hear a great squeal, because you've been gone for a while. So what, you want to say like a year? That sound good? So it's been quite a while. So you hear flapping. It's the sound of dragon. Sir Brolin walks up next to you and says, your father has went to the town of Valaki. And he's coming back with someone. So he was told that you would come back. He had a reading. We did not know if you were coming back in a box, or on your own 2 feet, or victorious. But your father seems to have a feeling what was happening. So off in the distance, you may do a perception check looking towards the town of Valaki and watching out towards this dragon coming.
Yeah. It would be a 23.
So you look off in the distance, and it looks like this great black dragon is flying this way. It looks odd, though, because the wings sort of glow purple. It makes you uneasy. Your father always said that the black dragons, like, are not to be trifled with or even spoken to, because everything they say is a lie and everything they do is false, and that there's never any truth even in common ground with them. But there are two people upon its back that you can see with your perception through the fog.
Okay.
So,
can I tell anything about them?
No, you just can tell there's two on the back of the dragon.
Okay.
So, because there is fog and all this other stuff, so it was hard to even be able to get through that. Other than you can just sort of see this dragon float through his blackness with this slight, purple haze.
Okay.
So now it's coming closer, and Sir Bowen sort of clicks his heels and walks out and closes the door, just leaving you and your dragon. And the dragon lands. Do you see that?
Yeah.
It is old and withered and rotted. So it is definitely the head of a black dragon. It does not look well. Its wings are just bone with this purplish haze flowing through it. It's definitely magical. It has its, but the one thing that you can tell, it's got this white bone face, like all black dragons do, with these wicked curved horns. As it sits and it sort of curls, its tail sort of wraps around and curls as it sort of puts its wings. If you didn't know any better, you would think that it was maybe a Draco Lich.
Okay.
You may do an Arcana check if you wish to.
Yes.
You may also welcome to do a nature or welcome to do a survival if you wish to.
Okay. Arcana 6. Survival 18.
Well, the magic is so strong emanating it. There's magic there, but you can't really feel. It's just overwhelming what's coming off of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost sickly as it feels the space. Now, did you do survival, or
Yes.
did you do it with advantage, or did you
I did.
do it once?
I did with advantage.
All right. So you're looking around, and now that you see that here, it looks like this dragon. This is sort of like its pen or place that it stays. That you sort of look, it's large enough and it's put through and go in and out. But you're not seeing any chains, but it definitely looks like it's been here a lot. If you want to know if you want to know about a Draco Lich in itself, you may do a nature if you wish to try to learn something about.
Yeah. Right. Did 18.
Okay. Did you want to use any of your specials?
Well, that's with my grimoire.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if you wanted to use your skill thing too.
Not yet.
You don't have to. So what's something you'd like to know about this?
Let's see.
You are like you've been taught to hunt dragons, but I will say you've not really been taught to do a Draco.
Right.
As far as you know, the only person that's killed a Draco Lich is your father.
Right. Just looking to see if I can see any type of weak point in the body.
Okay. Well, it's hard to pin down, like since you have a hard time concentrating on magic. But the wings look frail, but there's nothing on there. You know, like it flies with like this magical arcane. You know, so you're like, you probably don't want to do that too much, right?
Right.
So you're going to look through. Let me pull something. But I will tell you though that while it doesn't have any eyes with the skull face, it's staring very intently, and you already feel that it's already learned everything about you just by looking at you.
Oh, nice.
Then, like what you feel the most is that you always hear about dragons having a lair, and if this is its lair, you're already behind. So if you'd anger it, the strength to hold it back must be immeasurable.
Right.
So, but what I'd like you to do is I need a wisdom saving throw of 19. If you can beat it. This is a wisdom, not a skill, but a wisdom.
Right. Right. That's a 12.
So you're doing your absolute best not to be terrified of this thing, right? And it's fighting. You're fighting it. So I'm going to give you two choices since you're a dragon hunter. Okay, so either you could take, double the psychic damage and not get frightened, or you can take the normal psychic damage and become frightened. Which would you like to do?
I'm going to take double the damage.
All right, so
I'm not showing fear.
So you stand your ground the best you can, and you will take. I wonder if I should just roll for this. This might be fun. Let me see. I think I'll just roll it because I think this will be funner. Okay, so. Wow. 23. All right, you will take 27 points of psychic damage. Standing your ground.
Yeah.
Now, I'd like a Constitution saving throw to see if you can keep from falling to a knee. I'm not gonna make you fall over.
Yeah.
But that's a lot that you just take off of this.
That's a big 5.
All right, so you're gonna take a knee.
Yep.
And so that gives you sort of the prone condition, and this, and when you're taking the knee, you're doing everything, but you're still keeping eye contact with this thing, right? And
Yes.
and not showing fear, and you will not go further down. You will not give up as the dragon comes forward and just it's just over you.
Okay.
And from it comes this woman with this little green dragon that's on her shoulder. And then behind the woman is someone dressed in a cloak that you cannot see their face.
Okay.
So this woman,
I'm still making eye contact with the dragon.
yeah, so you're not looking, but you know they're there enough using your passives, but you dare not look away, because even though you feel that it doesn't matter, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter if you look away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's but at this range, but you're not going to give it the satisfaction, right?
Exactly.
So this older lady, but she's not too much older. She's maybe 10 years. She might be between 45 and 50. It's older to you, but she's not. She has a few wrinkles, but she still has really dark hair. It's not black, but it's dark brown, like the color of walnut, but dark. Maybe it's not as dark if it wasn't. Maybe it's dirty, but she's got this green cloak over her, and you see though over the cloak, and the dragon's in there. The dragon, this little bitty dragon that she's got, has this necklace around it, and in it is this little rectangle box.
Okay.
And she's petting the dragon with this box. Let's see. Trying to get to where you make sure to see them.
Yeah, I got them.
So here they are. And this woman comes up, and she looks over and she says, "You look like your mother." So it's a very interesting look. I have not seen you since you were a child.
With everything in me, out of the corner of my mouth, how do you know my mother?
Well, your mother came to Vallaki often. Came to talk to us, especially when she, joined the order, as she pulled out, as this lady pulls out a peach. She says, "As per our customs," and she hands you a peach in front of you. She said, "You should know these customs."
I do.
She says, "I see you're having a little bit of trouble," and she lays it before you where you're on the ground on your knee. She puts it in front.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "Don't worry. It won't hurt you. At least, not yet."
Are you its master?
It's like, "Oh no. This is the master of all these lands. So this is the Lord of the Dragons." It's like, you should know him well, considering this is your father. it backs off a little bit at this point, and its head is down low and is looking. The threat feeling that you have does not really subside at all.
Yeah. I don't understand. My father is a man.
Oh, she says your father was a man. And she said he tried to step outside of the mists. So he went against his master in the jailer, the mists. And he has been transformed into the Lord of the Dragons. But don't worry. Your foe, the mother of the dragons, cannot take hold of him. The Lady of Loss thought she did a kindness by not turning him into nothing, but just making him lose everything that he had lost.
I don't. He served the Lady of Loss. Wow.
So this lady comes around and is now standing behind you, like while you're still on your knee, while you're still on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She said, so I see that it's like you don't understand that you were not. Just by you being here, it's like he violated the terms with his master. I guess you do not remember me, but it was a long time when your mother would come and see us, considering I am your aunt. Your mother was my sister.
I have no memory of you.
Well, once you became old enough and I read your fortune, it's like your father did not like that, and neither did Tatiana. They didn't like that I read the fortune. They didn't like the results of the fortune, what it told. Your father is a very smart man, and he thought that he'd been blessed by the Lady of Loss. But he knew that if he was to gain something, he would lose something of equal value. He never knew that he never knew that he'd have a child because he was not supposed to. It's not supposed to be. But his love and your mother's love, it was a pure love that is not in this land, in this world very much. Both had been so much. Both had lost so many important people to themselves. But yet, after experiencing so much loss, instead of make more loss, they made something. They made you, even though it was expressly forbidden by his master. But my master, the one that I took in, the one without, and in this case, the one without boundaries, because love finds a way, was able to grant power for my sister, your mother, to bear you. And her strength was strong and stopped you from becoming nothing. But But that day when you became of age to get your first reading, when you were merely 7 years old, that changed everything. Changed your father. It definitely changed your mother. After all, do you remember how long ago it's been since your mother has been gone? This is for you. This is for you to decide.
She, ever since Mother left, the doors have not been the same. The life in this place has not been the same. Father was not the same. It's been 25 years. Everyone here knows this.
All right. So you're saying she left shortly, like she disappeared shortly after the card reading.
Yeah.
Now you wonder. Now you remember why your thoughts dwelled on the castle. That your mother had often peaches and apples throughout the castle. Many times duck and geese that prepared often. But ever since then, the castle has not had either. While you went to other towns, very rarely did your father ever go to Barovia. I mean, not Barovia. We would go to Vlaki. Many times you all would bypass and go through the wilderness to go to several places.
Nothing you say makes sense. I've heard the stories. I know what my father did for the Lady of Loss. I know what all he lost to bring her back, to give her her power.
Yes, but the lady underestimated love, underestimated a god that she didn't even think was worth her time, and my lady, the one without, became something that the Lady of Loss did not like, and the Lady of Loss found out that she had the power to do something about it. The Lady of Loss did not like this. So your father came a couple months ago and talked to us before he became this. He knew his time was coming, and he feels that the key to the future after reading the card is for you to escort this person over here to a place called Hubshot. So
this cannot be my father's wishes. His whole entire life, this whole campaign, all the people we've lost to fight against the false queen. We must retake the homeland. He would not do this.
Well, he did not believe it until he was told that he would lose his legions, and with every loss that he sent, it's like he felt every stab and every burn by Tiamat, and this was his punishment. And it turned him into this. You losing the legions made him this. For the Lady of Loss let him feel the loss of his power. But luckily, his mind is still there. Unless he loses you, and then he just becomes nothing more than just a mindless beast under the power of the Lady of Loss. And she hands you a scroll. It says, "I have no reason to lie, there, nephew. Read it in your own father's hand."
I'm still on my knee, right?
Yeah, unless you want to stand.
No, I'm still. I just kind of glare up at her and reach in and hold out my hand.
So she hands you the scroll and a peach, and at the same time.
Okay. I'll take the scroll and just kind of let the peach fall.
But it rolls and lays against your knee.
Okay.
The one that's on the ground. So
I'll kick it over. I'll kick it over to the little white dragon. Over the worm.
So yeah, of course it bites down and it starts eating it. It doesn't take long.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It sort of freezes it. So and then sort of shatters it and eats it.
Okay.
So it chronicles, you know, the loss. It knows what's going on. He's sort of writing as the legions are dying about what's happened, and that he tells you the story that the Lady of Loss told him not to have children, but then once you came, she no longer visited him. And that your mother's infatuation with this little religion for little people, and that has grown, but he's not sure if the will of this strength that has grown so much in the city and spread out, but he has collected collected ashes. He emphasizes that there's not many ashes because there wasn't a lot to begin with to work with, but there are these 7 little jars, and they're in this chamber. They're like these little vials. You know, think of them like little salt shaker looking things. These little things.
Okay.
And he says that he's sent for a priest of this little order to take these to help shine, and that he wishes you to make sure he gets there, and when he gets there to go see Queen Ava.
Okay.
And then there is the last document is sealed with your father's sigil.
Okay.
And that's for Queen Ava.
Okay. I'll attempt to put it in my satchel.
So this priest goes and pulls the box off of the dragon's neck, and she says, "Now hurry up, Dawn. Go over there and collect your bottles." And he nods and he goes over, and you see like he's this cloaked figure and has this sort of nice little staff, and here stands this proud man, and he has this crest of a peach and duck on him, on his chest, on this leather chest. It's red. It's very nice, but the cloak is a deep sort of like a deep wine red. It's almost black though, maybe shifting towards purple. But the staff is white, and on top of it sits a peach. And that's you can see now. As you can see now.
Looks very strange to me.
Now, so he's gathered his things up, and he says, "I'm ready." And she says, Are you sure, even with the reading that I gave you earlier? And he nods. He says, the lady sends me to where I need to go, and that if I have a fate in Hubshan, I need to fulfill it to make sure that she does not go. Of course, she's this aunt of yours looks. She says, something's coming, and it won't be long that we all will have to make sacrifices to make sure that nothing happens. Just remember, if you die, your father, basically, his mind dies with you. It's almost like it was never there. He knew this was coming, and he has put his faith in you. So this lady asks, will you do your father's wishes and escort Priest on to Hubshan?
I don't look at her. I look up at the dragon, and I just nod.
And then she asks one last thing. She says, so it's decided. I ask you one thing. Do you wish to be armed with knowledge when you go?
Yes.
And she opens the box, and there's a stack of cards.
Okay.
She says, would you like to know your possibility for a future?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. So I don't know how well you can see that I've laid three. I've cut the deck into three stacks. So, so left, middle, right, or you can go 1, 2, 3. You know, if you want 1, 2, 3. So I need, like, tell me which deck you want me to pull the first card.
Middle.
All right. Okay. Oh, I want to make sure I get the order right. Which one do you want me to pull the second card?
Third deck.
The third?
Or is left.
Yeah, so you can just do 1, 2, 3. I'll keep it consistent.
Yeah.
Okay. The third card, which one?
First deck.
The fourth card.
The middle deck.
And the fifth card.
Third deck.
Okay. So Dawn stands over in the corner. And so does this aunt of yours. So we're going to do the first card, okay? The first, and she says, I'm going to tell you what each card means in the positioning.
Okay.
And she goes, this first card is the focus that all other cards revolve around. So I'm turning over your focus. Your focus is the dictator card.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It says.
Uh-huh.
I'm just going to read this, and it says, "All that is wrong with leadership, those who rule through fear and violence." So everything is focused on the dictator. So oh my gosh, that's the focus of everything. So that this dictator, you may choose in your mind. You may choose which dictator we're talking about, or you're thinking about, because it's vague. All right. So so I'm gonna put you standing on top of the dictator because everything else revolves around it. Um, so this next card, um, it is the past. Something that might or might not be apparent to those other than the focus.
Okay.
That is the Shepherd card. And the Shepherd card.
This is freaky, Brennan.
It's okay. The Shepherd card. Let me get to the Shepherd. The Shepherd card. It says, in the past, those who protect others, one who bears the burden far too great to be shouldered alone. So someone in the past shouldered something alone. That ties to the focus.
Yep.
This is on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
The third position. What opposes the focus? This is opposition to your focus. The elementalist. I am looking right now for the elementalist. It says the triumph of nature over civilization, natural disasters, or bountiful harvests. So this is in direct contrast to your focus. Okay. The fourth. This card involves the future. It's something to come or something that might be able to be changed. This card is the Nether. The Nether. The Nether. If I can find it. I'm trying to find the thing. Nether. Wait, is that the Nether or? Yep, it's the Nether. Where are you? I'm having a really hard time finding this thing. Let's see. Oh. Wheel.
I don't like the sound of
that. This card is not in the Redex. This card is wow. This is a Dark Lord, or equivalent to a Dark Lord. Like a high. And that's in the what's to come, where the fate might still be changed.
So what's to come is a Dark Lord.
But it's in opposition, or it's what to come, or the fate might be able to be changed. A Dark Lord might be able to be changed.
Yeah. Okay.
And the last card, is something that could aid literal allies or events. The Mercenary. Inner strength and fortitude, those who fight for power or wealth. Apparently there's, and that ties to so this aids the focus. It's not your aid. It's
yeah.
So a great
that aids the dictator.
Okay. So you have your cards read. Do you wish to go supposedly what was your knight's name, Sir?
Sir Rowan.
Sir Rowan. You know that supposedly that he has guarded a portal because there's long been tensions between you and Hubshot. But occasionally they do. There are envoys and things. Do you wish to get Sir Bowen to take you there, and your new traveling companion?
Yes, I need to speak to Sir Bowen anyway. So
this priest Dawn. Okay, so I'll let you head to him. He's there. Do you wish to speak to him before you depart?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. So you've stepped outside. Dawn and this aunt of yours, this witch, fortune teller. So they are not with you. Do you wish to say something?
Yes. Sir Bowen.
And so he looks. He said, "My lord."
How long has my father had this condition?
So I want to ask you this. His answer is basically, it finalized when you lost your troops.
So I've been gone a year. So let's say it took a couple months for me to get back. So, okay. So he's been this way for a couple months now.
And he tells you that he was preparing for it before it happened, but he was it was slowly becoming apparent.
So he knew this was his fate. Sir Bowen, I have been held responsible to perform a mission in the name of my father, hopefully to cure him of this condition. I leave you in charge of the castle. My only order is to lock it down. I want no one in, no one out until I return.
He says, don't worry, young master. We still have the master there. You might not look it, but he's still there. It's like, I see, he confided in me knowing that as long as you draw breath, it's like he will be in there. But we will know if something happens to you.
I just nod my head, and if I do not return, Sir Bowen.
So he looks. He says, "Now, we've been feeding the last of the planner magic in. Your father was doing it daily, so that way we could send you. The magic is weak, but we have enough that we could send you and your friends to Thetadolyon. It's like outside of their protective bubble. So just know that you cannot come back the same way, and you must find your way back."
I will be back, Sir Bowen. Look after Father while I'm gone.
So before you go, he says, "Your father wanted me to give you this," and he pulls out this double-bladed spear. He says, "Just to survive what you went through, your father wanted you to have this great weapon." He says that you feel that you earned it, and that he looks. He says, as your mentor, surviving a dragon is almost as good as slaying a dragon, especially an ancient dragon. And he hands you a hollow pen, and it has 5 hollow heads on it. He says, "Wear it as a survivor and a reminder that someday you will feel it in and prove, and you will earn your armor, and then you can choose which head to wear upon it." So do you call for Dawn, this priest, yeah. Dawn?
Yeah.
So
tell him I'm ready to go.
So he takes you to where everyone's always said the heart of the castle was. So you go across, you come down, and there, and this is where, and Sir Bowen cracks this amulet open, and magic sort of flows out, and it appears this large beating heart, and it cracks open, and he says, "This is the portal." It's like, do you step through?
I do.
So you and Dawn and your he says, "What of your beast?" He says, "Shall I train it for you for when you get back, you may slay it?"
No, whistle for worm.
So it just sort of comes, and it blows its little baby wormling breath, and it forms this little ice path, and it sort of steps on it and slides to you on this little ice path.
That works.
So, and it creates. Normally, you got to jump into the heart, but it creates a little ice path that it slides and goes through. It goes into this heart portal.
Nice. I like it.
Do you step across this path that it made?
Yeah. Right. Step across it and go in.
All right. So you step across, and the door and it starts to close, and you just see Sir Bowen there as he nods. And as its portal's fading, he lifts up his helmet so you can see his face, as it closes. And we'll take a short pause.